Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3000, 3892, yeah, 93 maybe. Yeah. Today's date is uh, February 17, 2026. It's been almost like a night at no, it's a morning at 9:36 a.m. All right, let's just ask a bunch of question. Okay. By the way, I wrote the question in here in this book. Love this book. Okay, yeah. So the question is, wait, where is the question? Okay, yeah. The question is, do my video balance education, entertainment, and personality naturally? Okay, that's a really good question. All right, yeah. Okay, so first of all, what exactly is this question, and why am I asking this question to myself? This is YouTube realization question. Why am I asking this question to myself? When I ask this question to myself, I kind of like know more about myself as a content creator. I know more about as a platform, Instagram, YouTube platform. I know more about my content execution, my strategy, my creativity. Okay. When I ask this question to myself, I kind of like aware of that. Ki, am I content creator? Am I YouTuber? Am I that particular person or not? So it kind of like give me the like a worthy enough to consider myself as a YouTuber or not. Okay, it's a very hard, but that's true. All right, yeah. So regarding about the question says that ki, do my video balance the education, entertainment, personality naturally? Now, what exactly is this thing? Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing every video on YouTube platform or any social media platform represent a particular category. What category? Entertainment category, vlog, gaming, funny sketches, or memes. These are kind of like a entertainment category. It's meant to be that key you are entertain people. Okay, you should supposed to be entertain the people. That is called entertainment. Okay, yeah. Education means like that tutorial or learning something new, or a kind of like a how to do this thing, how to do that, or how to fix my laptop, how to fix my router and things and that. Photoshop tutorial, Premiere Pro tutorial. These are education, means you are providing value as a education value. Okay, yeah. And then there is another value is a inspirational value. Inspirational value is that key you motivate people. You kind of like a create a kind of like a something the song that kind of like a motivate things and that. Okay, yeah. That is also kind of like a represent the motivation or kind of like a inspirational and things like that. Okay, these are the three values that I know till now. Okay, yeah. There are so many values are actually exist. Okay, yeah. But which is kind of like a, it doesn't really have any kind of like a category which is kind of like a unique in itself, because like I don't know. Okay, like basically is this thing na ki, like I think I'm not really sure there is another like I don't know, yeah. Like there are so many kind of like a videos that I just don't really know where do I supposed to be put it. Okay, yeah. Whatever, it's a kind of like another thing. Okay, so let me give you context. So every kind of like a creator who kind of like a make a video in this three category, one of three category. Okay, yeah. But you can mix and match. Okay, you can mix and match with the personality and things like that. Let me give you context. Okay, yeah. So kind of like a particular person, let's just say that a comedian might not be all time funny. Yeah, he might be funny at the stand up club, but he might not gonna funny at his everyday life. Okay, yeah. Educator always not be kind of like educating stuff. They are kind of like relaxed and things like that. Every person is a kind of like a mix of all those things. Inspirational value, education value, everything. Someone kind of like a knows something very differently, and it kind of like a gives them that particular person kind of like a give the education. Like a comedian might kind of like a provide a value of a entertainment value, but when he kind of like a provide the message, he might kind of like a tell us that how should you supposed to write your punchline, how should you supposed to deliver that punchline. It's a really good education thing. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki every kind of like every piece of content is a kind of like a represents some sort of amount of value, but every creator choose what kind of like a value should he supposed to be delivered. Okay, yeah. Like comedian, they have inspiration value, they have educational value, but they will not gonna share that value to the content creation. Why? Because of that, ki when they share that value, they kind of like a categorize as a different. Let's just say that ki let's just say Zakir Khan. Okay, yeah. So Zakir Khan is a comedian. Okay, yeah. And basically is this thing that he meant to be comedian. Now we all are accept that he's a comedian. Okay, yeah. But what if he kind of like started giving a kind of like a lecture or kind of like some inspirational values and things and that and that. If he could do this thing in a podcast, that is another thing, because podcast is a kind of like a bit more personal thing and that and that. But he kind of like somebody creates a own video, upload his own video on his channel, and kind of like in his video he kind of like represent a kind of like a inspirational values or educational value. Then people, it's very difficult to accept. Why is that? Because it's not meant to be that. Like basically, if I am expecting Zakir Khan should supposed to be funny, and it should supposed to be. I never really accept a person which is kind of like a different than that. Okay, yeah. And that is all true. That is all true. This is kind of like a things that ki we actually kind of like a create a image regarding about particular person. Okay, yeah. And basically is this thing, we don't want to see that particular person in different thing. Okay, if you don't really understand, basically let's just say that ki your mother is a kind of like a, let's just say that ki dancing. Okay, yeah. So you might not see that your mother could dance that much well, or maybe whatever the dance. Okay, yeah. But when she was kind of like a dancing, you feel like weird, right? Because she didn't really dance. Okay, yeah. So that is kind of like a weird. Like basically this thing, when we try to showcase our personality, so personality that people didn't really seen it, people kind of like looked at very differently. Okay, yeah. Now another thing is that so can Zakir Khan cannot able to kind of like make a video regarding about education or inspirational, or will he not able to be kind of like a share those feeling? Well, let me give you context. Okay, yeah. Zakir Khan is a person, YouTube is a platform. Zakir can do whatever he wanted to do, okay, in his life. He has a complete freedom. We are living in free country and things and that and that. Okay, yeah. What I realized that he can do anything that he want, but people might not accept. And when the people might not accept, then things might change. Okay, things might change. Because let me give you context. Okay, yeah. Zakir Khan earns money. He is actually earning money is because of comedic role. Like he do comedy, he do things and that and that. Okay, yeah. He's not earning money from educational or inspirational value and things like that. When he try to mix inspirational value with entertainment value, entertainment means a comedy and things like that, people get confused. Is this Zakir Khan is a comedic value, or is this kind of like somebody that inspirational value? When people get confused, people are not really kind of like figure it out who is exactly is this person. Okay, yeah. When this unclear, this is kind of like an unclear situation, when the audience doesn't really know is this entertainment or is this educational. Okay, yeah. So it kind of like a very hesitate to kind of like something look his content, because let me give you context. When I see on my feed, I see the kind of like a thumbnail, and I see the kind of like a Zakir Khan photo on his thumbnail. I realize this is a comedy. Okay, this is kind of like somebody the video that I will gonna watch. I will feel really good. I will feel really happy and things like that. I didn't really play the video. I just kind of like see the face and kind of like decided that okay, I feel really good. I feel really happy and things like that. This is a kind of like somebody the early understanding regarding about what is at least this video and how do I supposed to feel. Okay, yeah. So I click it, I watch it, I feel really good. Okay, yeah. But what if Zakir Khan kind of like make inspirational videos and kind of like something the comedic video, and he was kind of like uploading those videos on his channel and things like that. So when I see his thing, I was kind of like very much confused that should I watch, like what exactly is this thing. Like I see the kind of like somebody the Zakir Khan face on the thumbnail, but I'm very much confused that is it entertainment, is it comedy, or is it inspirational? That is a challenge. Okay, and when this thing actually happened, this confusion actually happened, people might not watch the video. Okay, why people might not watch the video? That is a one important thing that you have to understand. Couple of days ago, I was kind of like watching a kind of like a stand-up comedy. There is a guy, I'm not really sure who his name. He was kind of like somebody doing a comedy, a stand-up comedy, which is good, which is great, which is funny, really good. At the end of that, the way that he telling the story with very funny and things and that, the climax of that, the climax of the story is a kind of like a bit more serious. Okay, yeah, it turned it into the serious, like basically someone die and things like that. Now when this actually happened, I don't want to watch the rest of the video. Why? Even if the previous video, almost like 80% of the video is a funny comedy and things like that, but the 20% of the video is a kind of a little bit serious and things like that. I watched the video till here. I didn't really watch here. Why? Why? Can I not able to be watch a kind of like a serious piece of content? Yeah, I wanted to watch, but my mood is meant to be happy. Like I click this video to make myself happy, make myself laugh. Okay, yeah. And if you're talking about serious stuff, then I don't want to listen. Like basically this is now why do I supposed to be fuck the listen things and like that? Like in the world there is a lot of chaos happen, lot of problem actually happen. Why do I supposed to listen your chaos and things like that? Okay, yeah. Like basically this thing, if the people are willing to click the video regarding about the chaos and things or inspirational things, that is another story. But I click this video for fun. I am getting fun here till 80%. I'm not getting fun here. I will not gonna watch here. This is what exactly happened when you mix the kind of like a two values, like a entertainment value and inspirational value at the same time. Okay, let me give you another thing. Okay, yeah. He tell a story regarding about sadness. Throughout the entire episode was funny, and the last 20% is a little bit sadness, someone die and things like that, which is completely opposite. This is the happy section, this is the sad section. So the conversion from happy to sad is very difficult. It's a complete different emotion, na? Okay, yeah. You either will be happy or you either will be sad. You cannot able to be happy and sad at the same time. There is some sort of moment that you might kind of like a happy and sad and things like that. But like I click the stand-up comedy video. What should I supposed to be expect? Funny, fun, happy, right? I am not expecting this sadness and things like that. And which is completely opposite to the happiness, I don't want to watch. I just literally said, what the fuck he was kind of like a saying. Okay, yeah. Then I just don't really want it to watch. Okay, yeah. And this is what exactly is this thing. This is what kind of like a thing is that na ki a person does have a multiple kind of like a personality regarding about entertainment, funny, inspirational, education, things and that. But when you are try to showcase your persona in the social media platform, you have to make sure that what kind of like a face that you wanted to showcase on the world, in front of the world. Okay, yeah. Now why is that thing? Okay, why is that thing? Why not I choose a kind of like a different face of my life, like a sadness, empty and things and that. You can do this thing. It's not that you can do this thing. Okay, yeah. But let's just let's just kind of like understand that thing. Who do you want to remember? Okay, yeah. Let's just take example Gandhiji. Okay, yeah. So Mahatma Gandhiji is a freedom fighter. Okay, yeah. What do I supposed to be expect from Mahatma Gandhiji? Like if the Mahatma Gandhiji came and kind of like a somebody that what should I supposed to be expect? He was kind of like a giving the information regarding about inspirational or education. Okay. I might not expect that Mahatma Gandhiji will gonna came and kind of like a doing a comedy. Can you imagine? It's wrong. It is wrong, right? It felt wrong. Okay, this is what exactly is it. A person can be funny, can be entertainment, can be inspirational, can be education. There are so many faces of the side of the personality, but when you are showcase your personality to the social media platform in front of people and things like that, that is the biggest problem, is that key people will gonna recognize by you by something, one thing, the value. Okay, yeah, and you have to stick with that value. You have to stick with that value, because when you try to mix and match multiple values, it just doesn't make sense. It work well when you try to do something very differently. Let me give you understanding. There is a also creator named Tech Burner. Tech Burner is a kind of like a creative video regarding about tech. Okay, yeah. Now tech is a educational value. Okay, means like that the creator who kind of like a talk about the tech and things like that. It kind of like a take about the education. Like basically, if I bought this phone, then what kind of like a processor does it have? RAM does it have? Things that is have. Like, yeah. So educational is a kind of like a bit more serious. Okay, little bit serious. Okay, yeah, you have to kind of like a tell the information, things and that. What if you could tell this emotion with little bit fun? Little bit fun. So you kind of like a execute this information in represent in fun way. Tech Burner do that thing. Tech Burner kind of like a whatever the tech video, it kind of like add layer of fun. Okay, when it add layer of fun, it felt good. It felt good. Okay, yeah. So you can mix and match with this thing, because educational and fun is really good. They are strong, but the happiness and sadness, they are completely opposite. They cannot merge. That is the one thing. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me give you another thing. Okay, education, okay, yeah, and fun is a merge with each other, and they became compound and they became really good. Education, inspiration, they also merge. It creates a compound too. Okay, yeah. Education, sadness comes, it also compound too. Okay, yeah. So let me give you context. Mixing multiple values in your content, it work most of the time. Sometimes it may not work. Also let me give you another thing. When you try to do this thing, let's just say information, fun, merge together, you create a content, piece of content, upload that content on platform. Okay, yeah. Now people expected this, not this, not this. This means education, this means fun. People not expected just technical stuff. People are not just expected just fun stuff. They want both. So basically what I'm saying is thing, when I see a Tech Burner video, I am expecting his video should supposed to be fun and informative. Okay, I am not expecting just a informative. Okay, and when it just informative, it's very difficult to me to watch his video. Okay, so this is very essential. When the creator creates a value, fun, education combined together, he has to stick with that value through the rest of the video. That is very much essential thing. He shouldn't supposed to be kind of like a do this thing or just one thing or just another thing or maybe sad or things like that. He should supposed to be cover his content with a fun and informative. That is very much essential. Because of that, he as an audience are very much difficult to consume his information if the just a serious and things like that. Okay, this is what exactly happened. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like some human behavior that we have. Okay, yeah. We actually sees the people according to the way that we want to see the people. Okay, yeah. People have different faces. Person might be funny too. Person might be a really educational value too. Person might be inspirational too. Okay, yeah. but because of we are not try to consume that many information. Okay, yeah, we just kind of like a stick the image. Zakir Khan is a funny. It should supposed to be funny. Okay, yeah, and because of he's a funny, he's getting money, he's getting sponsorship and things and that and that. Okay, yeah, but he when he mixed started things like a funny with inspirational education, I get confused. I might not watch his video. Probably he might not get sponsorship. He might not get money. Okay, so this is what it is important thing is that sometimes it is okay to stick with the one value. Okay, yeah. But what I realize is this thing ki um, if I'm kind of like a give you any kind of like a somebody suggestion, I don't really think that I'm kind of like a somebody give you any kind of like a somebody person to be a kind of like a give a suggestion, things like that. YouTube is a very long journey, like a fucking long journey, very long. Okay, long journey means a decade or maybe kind of like more than that. Okay, yeah. So important thing is that ki do not kind of like a simply blend yourself from content. Okay, yeah, because you cannot act all the time. If your character is a funny, okay, do it. But if your character is not funny and you are still making funny content, you might not go last long. That is one of the biggest thing that I learned. I started my gaming channel. I thought that it might be a funny, it might be very easy to execute, but I might not because I am not funny person. Literally, I am not funny person. My persona is not represent funniness. I doesn't really make a joke that much. Okay, yeah, and that is my personality. Okay, but even after that, I try to be funny on my gaming channel, which is wrong. That's why I didn't really sustain for longer period of time. So which is really essential that ki a creator should supposed to understand what kind of like a value that they have and what kind of like a value that they kind of like a share to the YouTube for the longer period of time. And that is utmost really essential because you are making video every week. You cannot fake all the time. Definitely not. There is a lot of things will gonna happen in happen to you. So you might not funny all the time. So that is utmost essential. If you are funny, if you are particular person that okay, then just do it. Okay, so that is utmost really essential thing is that he in personal life we would have multiples of faces, funny, sad, education, inspirational, whatever it is. But when we try to showcase our face in a social media platform, it's not meant to write to kind of like do this thing because people get confused and that confusion creates chaos and that chaos creates a less of money, less of sponsorship and things and that. Okay, so yeah, now regarding about my piece of content, what exactly my content kind of like a represent value. My content represent value of inspirational. Okay, because I create a poster regarding about a kind of like a value upon a kind of like a something that he a problem happened in society community. Like yesterday I kind of like a create a poster regarding about a student who is a kind of like a trap in the C clamp. So basically I kind of like a create a C clamp. Okay, this is the C clamp. There is a kind of like a some book here, and there is a boy who is actually trapped in there. Okay, yeah, this kind of like a represent the education system. Our education system is a kind of like a trapping all the kids and things like that. Okay, yeah, it's an inspirational value. Okay, yeah, but I combine that value with creativity. Okay, and creativity is actually executed with the educational value. Okay, yeah, so I represent creativity with a kind of like a inspiration and things like that. Okay, yeah, also I make a short piece of content, means a short form of content. A short form of content doesn't really like it does not represent that much value. Okay, like a long form content represent a value in very big size or big scale. Okay, yeah, but in short form of content executing the value which is kind of like a far less difficult. Okay, yeah, but I'm trying, okay, yeah, to kind of like getting as much as inspirational values and things like that from my content, okay, yeah. I am sticking with a kind of like a something inspirational with little bit of creativity, because creativity and inspirational is a somewhat something in a kind of like a, yeah, and I could execute this piece of content in longer period of time, because it doesn't really require me to change my emotion or change myself, because that is me, okay, that is exactly me, okay, because whatever I seen stuff in around surrounding my atmosphere, surround in my surrounding, I kind of like see that thing, and I, okay, so that is what it is, okay, yeah. So regarding about the question says that ki, do my video balance education, entertainment, and personality naturally? I think that naturally means, yeah, naturally, yes, it comes naturally. Like I'm not doing acting, or I'm not doing kind of like a pretending anything. Okay, yeah. My video represent a kind of like somebody the kind of like a inspirational value as well as educational values. Okay, and that all comes naturally. All right. Okay, so this is it. This is it. I should supposed to be end here, and